In your piece, and I should know, you write about being forced to say certain lines that just didn't sit well with you.
Yeah, that was in the first episode after the pilot, and they were trying to force me, but it didn't work.
What do you mean?
I wasn't, you know, I was on that mission. I was like, I'm not going to say that is a stupid line. And it kind of started a whole war with writers, which, you know, they always talk about how they, you know, these writers, they always come, they're always like, oh, you fired all these writers, you had these fight with writers and all this stuff. Well, I just felt like everything I wrote was completely stolen, and I was never credited for being a writer myself. And that has, like, you know, that was a huge blow because I was a writer. And I am a writer. And, you know, I'm very thrilled that I was able to write that article for New York Magazine, and I look forward to writing more articles. And I really like writing.
The network said they were going to drop the show at the beginning, but John Goodman fought for it, or drop you from the show.
Yeah, they were trying to fire me off the show because I didn't say the lines that they thought Roseanne should say.
What were this? One of these lines was, "You're my equal in bed, but that's it."
Yeah, I was supposed to say that to my husband. And I'm like, I'm not gonna come on here after all these years and all that I've gone through to fight my way through punk clubs and biker bars, and I am not gonna come this far to have some guy tell me that it's about that when it's not about that. And I'm not gonna say the stuff that men say to women so that it makes it look okay that men say it to women. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna say something else, and you're not going to stop me.
And John fought for you.
Yeah, they went to him and asked him if he would do the show without me. And they asked Laurie Metcalf, too, and George Clooney. And they all said, are you kidding? The reason we wanted to be on, what are you doing? But it's like that level of dissociation that happens like in that corporate, where those corporate decisions are made, makes me look completely sane.
We've had so many Facebook questions come in, and people emailing us. Aisha Al-Suwaidi asks on Facebook, do you feel the general perception of female comedians has changed since Roseanne first aired?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that the woman's voice has changed since Roseanne first aired because, you know, it kind of, like I wanted it to, made it okay for women to talk about their actual lives on television. And, you know, it's changed some not so good because it's like always got that backlash. Everything that moves forward, it also has a backswing to it. So it's this wildly swinging thing. But I want to say that in the world, I just am very thrilled with the way things are going for women in the world. I am very hopeful and excited about that.
Well, there's an interesting piece, the Shriver Report. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw the Shriver.
Where Have You Gone, Roseanne Barr? And it's about how things have profoundly changed, but it's a fantasy of power for women. It says, it's written by Susan Douglas, says, so here's the unusual conjecture facing us in the early 21st century, especially amid the Great Recession. Women's professional success and financial status are significantly overrepresented in the mainstream media, suggesting women indeed have it all. Yet in real life, even as most women work, there are far too few women amongst the highest ranks of the professions, and millions of everyday women struggle to make ends meet and to juggle work and family.
But that's just TV.
Right, but she says, Roseanne humorously balanced that almost impossible mix, engaging audiences of millions, men and women alike, because of its cheeky take on everyday situations. By contrast, what much of the media give us today are little more than fantasies of power.
It's true. But I just want to say for women, and I want to say it on TV, and I'm so thrilled to say it with you here. You know, to see the revolutions in Tunisia and Egypt, and that behind every one of those iPhones is a woman's face. Women are showing their faces on media everywhere now, and it's like, I think that is such an awesome thing, and I don't think it should be overlooked, and I think it's a gathering force. And I think, man, I feel it's just governments will topple when women show their faces, and it's happening. And I'm thrilled.
Roseanne Barr, Her show, Roseanne, was the #1 TV sitcom in the early 90s. Her new book is Roseanarchy, Dispatches from the Nut Farm. She has a new reality show on Lifetime called Roseanne's Nuts.